And I am on my way back from the gym. I met Melinda this morning. We had a really good workout, and then we went and had coffee. So I'm heading back to the house, and I thought I would just jump on and just do a really quick car vlog chit chat today. So every month I pick a different book to read. Last month I was reading Anita Moorjani's book. I think it's Sensitive is the New Strong. Really good book if you are sensitive, like a sensitive person. People always say I'm a sensitive person. Like, I can walk into a room and I will gravitate towards like the sad people, and I can sense that. I think people can do that. Empathy. I think it's something a lot of people are empathic. Some people are sensitive and maybe not so much empathic, but if you find yourself just sort of like your emotions are kind of like the weather, up and down sometimes for no apparent reason, you might be empathic. And it's a really good book, so I do recommend it. And that was my book for May. So I was trying to decide what book to read for June, and I had a suggestion. A YouTube friend of mine, who we're friends off of YouTube now too, because we met on YouTube. We were both creators, and then we just sort of developed a friendship off of YouTube, and we text each other now and then. There's several YouTubers that we've actually developed that kind of offline relationship, and so this wonderful person texted me and said, "Hey, have you chosen your book for June?" And I said, "No." And she made a suggestion. So I downloaded it on Kindle and listened to the first 3 chapters today. And I texted her and I said, that's gonna be my book for the month of June. It is such a good book. Well, I don't know, I shouldn't say it's a good book. I'm only in chapter 3. It's not one I would have selected, but sometimes you have to get outside of your box. You have to think outside of your box, and the way to do that is to get into somebody else's shoes. Now, this YouTuber, my friend, she does fashion videos. Very good at it too, and she's actually taking a little break from YouTube for the summer, and so she's not doing any videos right now, but she has plenty of videos out there. I'm going to link her description. I'm going to link her video in my description today, her channel in my description. Her name is Laura May Belle. Her channel used to be called Lifestyle of Laura, and then she changed it to Laura May Belle, and I would really encourage you to go check her out. She is really just a great person and really great YouTuber, and just really, her editing, and I love that. Her music selection and the way she's doing her fashion videos are just so much fun. So Laura's taking a little break from YouTube for a while. She's doing a social media break, detox. I call it a detox. I think that's what she's calling it. I think you really have to sort of step back and do that when you're really, really engaged on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook and TikTok and all the things. You do have to sort of step back and take a break sometimes. I think it's important. I am only on YouTube right now. I'm on Instagram only for the direct messaging aspect of it, but I really don't do much posting there. And I am pretty much off Facebook as well. So she did take a little break from YouTube, and but she's agreed to. So she suggested this book for the month. Now, that book is called The 5 a.m. Club, and it's not a book that I would have chosen, because to me it just seems more like for somebody who's wanting to really be ambitious and get motivated to do things, to be better, to be great. And after 20 years in the coaching industry and personal development, basically just sort of slowing down and sort of changing, making a lot of changes in my life. I'm getting away from that whole kind of hustle and push, striving. Even though my specialty in coaching was self-care, and we always said, don't build a lifestyle, work on the quality of your life. But still, in doing that was my business, to help people do that. But it still took a certain amount of business savvy to make that business work. And that kind of, you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes sort of grinding away and working long hours, and I burned out, and I, you know, been sort of shifting gears and doing more gardening, and I do a little bit of coaching now, but it's more of a spiritually based coaching, and it's not a business. It is just something I do on the side, and that's where I'm easing into. My life is it's slower. It's a slower pace. I'm easing into a new way to do my life right now. So this is not a book. The 5 a.m. Club would not be a book that I would have chosen. And to me, it sounds like, okay, let's get up at 5 a.m. and, you know, I've done the miracle morning routine, but it's, you know, you just get up when you get up and you do a few things that I feel are essential for me being my best. But Laura texted me and she said, hey, have you considered this book? Well, so I got the 5 a.m. book. I got the 5 a.m. Club. I downloaded it on Kindle, and I listened to the first 3 chapters. And the first chapter, I'm like, yeah, this is what I thought it was going to be. And I'm not going to give anything away, but basically, this gal decides she's had a rough. It's rough. She starts off in a pretty dark place, and which was really sad for me because it just hit a little close to home. If you've been following my vlog, you'll know that I've talked about this before. Losing friends and close people to me, losing them this past couple of years, it kind of hit close to home. So the character starts off in a very low place, and she goes off to the self-help kind of guru, and she's in this kind of conference workshop thing, and she's sitting there and she's listening to this guy up on stage talk about things. And as this is going on, and I'm listening, and I'm going, this is not where I'm at in my life right now. I have done this, been there, don't want to do it anymore. Really don't. And I was thinking, I think I'm just going to text Laura and say, no, I don't think this is the book for me. But I persevered. I listened through that first chapter, and total shift by the end of this little scene, and it takes a little turn, and I'm now hooked. It didn't take long at all. I'm really excited because now it's at a place where people, what's bringing up for me is what does success really look like? What does success really look like? Like we were just driving from the coffee shop, and we noticed some people on the corner holding signs, and it's like so easy to judge people, like, oh, I'm glad that's not me. That takes courage. People have all kinds of judgment around what we call homeless people. People who you just make all these assumptions about them, about their life, how they got there. And this book so far, and I'm just in chapter 3 now, is testing my assumptions already. And I'm so excited to read this book. So I'm going to let you guys know, if you're interested in reading it, take a look at it. And then at the end of June, Laura is going to come on. She's agreed to come on live on my channel here, and her and I are going to actually discuss the book. She's reading it, I'm reading it. You're welcome to read it if you want. If you don't want to read it, wait till you watch our live, and we'll give you the full scoop, and then you can decide if you want to read it. I'm really excited though. So I'm already on chapter 3. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this book. So I want to thank Laura, although she may not see this because she is taking a sabbatical from YouTube right now. But Laura, if you do see this, thank you, my friend, for suggesting that book. I'm really, really excited to read it, and really excited to have this conversation with you live in a few weeks, about 4 weeks. So, all right, guys, remember, don't assume. I remember I was in a business class, and I remember, when the instructor was for when I was building my business and I was in college learning how to do this, and my business instructor says, when you assume, the whole word, if you look at the word assume, you make I'm not going to say it, but ASS, out of you and me. If you look at the way assume is spelled, you're making an ASS out of you and me. That's fitting. So I'm trying not to assume. So always looking for ways to see life with fresh eyes, new perspective. I never want to assume that I have the answers for anybody else or that I know what other people should do. I just never want to make that assumption. So, and I'm always looking at being better, even if it's just in this time of my life where I just want to be better at gardening. I want to be better at being a good person, being a mom to my grown kids, learning how to be a mom to grown kids. It's different than being a mom to kids at home who are dependent. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched to this point, I appreciate you so much. I hope that you will take a minute, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.